Good morning, everyone. We are back out in the garden today, and of course it is now a couple days after Christmas in 2021, and as you can see, most of the leaves are down off the trees. The front oaks, well, the pin oak, which is the left one, doesn't lose its leaves until spring, and the right one is about maybe a third gone. So we've got lots more leaves coming. And then these leaves are mostly off the backyard and some off the front. But I've gone and I'll give you a quick walk about here. My husband has, he mulched a bunch of them up in the mower this past week. And so we were able to get those into the compost pile. And of course, a bunch made their way over here, along with those flowers that have been blooming for, I don't know, 8-9 months over in the front, in my front urns. But I decided to pull those out, and I got some pansies yesterday. And anyway, but I put them in the pile. One set is already kind of expired, but the others, because they still had dirt around them, and they were happy and they got moist, they're still growing. So they'll grow until it freezes, which will be this weekend. Anyway, but I digress. So anyway, here we are in the garden. We've got the holly here. Its companion, the female, unfortunately, it died. I'm not sure why it died this summer, but it did. It got the same amount of water as the other. Maybe because the other is slightly higher in grade. I don't know if you can see that here, but it's slightly higher grade. Oop, excuse the truck going by. Anyway, so maybe that's what happened. I'm not sure. I'm going to go ahead and I'll get another holly and put it in. However, the male is doing fine, and he's doing exactly what I want him to do, which is kind of fill in this whole spot. So as he gets bigger, he'll eventually kind of hide this whole, the work area of the garden. So anyway, the dwarf Alberta spruce is doing well, and it's only going to get about 6 foot high. So it'll end up going up around the window, 6 to 8 foot. So it won't get any taller than the roof, and it's only, I think it's 2 to 3 feet wide. So literally it's only going to get to the bricks and then out to about here. This will all be, as you can see, I've got a little vinca vine. It's growing in, I believe that's a vinca, and it's doing well, and I just keep pressing little parts into the soil. It's doing well, and of course there's still cleanup in the yard. Got this area kind of cleaned up recently and threw a couple bricks under there, which I'll probably end up stealing out, just to make a little sitting area. At some point, my thought is to make this into a little courtyard, maybe with a water fountain. We do have the one water sprinkler, if you can see it kind of under the chair there, and that's off of this line 2, which actually waters the grass. So that's going to move out. Anyway, I think I'm going to run a line and move it out to here, which happily we have a rototiller. I'm not going to do that today, but at some point we will. And then of course this is going to have a climbing rose up the wall. We've got the one panicle hydrangea in, and got a couple other roses in here, and a boxwood, and then some really sweet gifted, it's a type of lamb's ear, and they're doing beautifully now that it's winter. They did not do as well in the summer. They didn't, you know, they just kind of died back with the summer. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to move them probably over into this area, which is really shaded in the summer. So that's the shade garden. But anyway, the heucheras are coming back a little bit. They will freeze off here pretty soon, but they'll come back in the spring again. So anyway, my project today is I wanted to start this entryway, because at some point we will get this fence moved out, and it'll go out 36 inches. And then this is going to be an entryway. So I'm already have this other post, which will go in right about here or so. And of course, this guy is going to move. I think he's got to go in the shed, or he'll go on the other side of the shed somewhere. And then I'm looking for another iron railing or something, you know, similar. It doesn't have to match, but to go in here. And then this will be another flower bed area. Probably will serpentine the bricks around, kind of like I did here. My original thought was, okay, I'd make it here, and it sort of looks like an eyebrow or an eye. And then the same thing, it'll end up swooping around over here. That'll be a workhorse part of the back garden. It'll all be, you know, eventually be, I It'll have plants in front of it so that you won't see it as much. But we plan on moving the old shed over here into this corner. If not, then we will be moving it over into this corner. And our idea is, well, originally we were just going to go out the 36 inches and come straight across with the new fence. However, we think we're going to kind of crenulate it a little bit, bring it out to 40. I can bring it out to, actually I can bring it out to almost 6 feet on this end. But we're going to bring it out to 44 inches and then bring it in to 36. Continue the 36 along through this middle section where we have to for code. And then as I get down here towards the end, the last 10 feet, then we'll go back out to 44 and then 44. And that gives us room to put in the other shed. We might have to make it smaller. My husband really doesn't want to do that. So in which case he wants to stick it over there. And I'm not sure if I really want 2 sheds side by side. Now his parents successfully did that at their house and that seemed to work really well for them. So anyway, it's a project. And of course when we have high winds, these guys blow down. But anyway, so we're working on this today. Rototilling, and as you can see, I've already got the rototiller out. Hubby came out, and Mr. Ethereal, and he started it for me, or showed me how to restart it again, which I had forgotten. That you have to take this little guy here and you push it in, you push the button in, and then you pull it up to this part for starting. And you can kind of see that. Can you see that there? Anyway, there's, you know, 3 little settings. And so anyway, you push it in, move it up to here, and then you come along and you hold this outside. Well, anyway, this is a steel. Anyway, and it's a really nice, he got this for me in the spring, and he said, well, it's a gift for you for your garden. I'm like, what do I need a rototiller for? This puppy has been so handy, I cannot tell you. It's great. It is gas powered, but it's super powerful, and it digs really nice trenches, as you can kind of see here. It digs down, it can actually go down quite far. As long as you keep just holding it in one spot, it will dig down pretty far. So what I did was I just turned up the soil, so basically I can get rid of the grass. I'll rake that all off now in a few minutes. But anyway, I digress again. But anyway, as you start this, you know, you do this first part over here, then you come along and you, of course, you have this turned on, or you would turn it to on, rather. Anyway, it just goes. And then you push this guy in, and then you pull the starter, and I pulled it just the once, and it came right on. It was really beautiful. So anyway, it worked great for us this past summer when we dug this trench, which you guys might remember I don't think I showed it in a video, but anyway, the water tends to collect here, and that's only because I put water in the bird bath this morning for the birds. And of course, we're working on the shed, which is why these 10, they're 10 foot long, but they're 2 by 6s are hanging out here. Anyway, but we had gone from all the way over there by the water, and we came down where the drain spout is, because water was always collecting right in there, which was great for feeding the tree, but it was creating this mud spot. And we knew with the shed, it was just going to go straight under about 2 foot in, and it was going to go straight under where it wanted to go. Well, we blocked that off, and so I want to put plants here, and hubby's thinking, no, we should just put some pots or whatever, and I'm like, no, we need plants. We need something to absorb that extra water. But anyway, so what happens is, of course, everything swales away from the house. So anyway, we put in a drain, and it comes basically straight down this way, goes this way, and that's right where it's laid, and it goes out under the fence, and then it's got a little pop-up on the end, and about another foot or so beyond the fence, and that worked great. So this is all basically filled in. As you can see, the grass kind of took over, so it's done its job and everything. It's pretty good. We had raked it kind of flat, but anyway, that rototiller is really, you know, it's paid for itself. It was about $400. This is obviously not it's not sponsored. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm thinking promo, and I'm going, no, that's not the right word. Anyway, it's not sponsored. But anyway, part of what I wanted to do was, you know how I did the brick here? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue the brick, which was always my plan. My original thought was, okay, come out, square it off, and just make a square bed, which would look nice. And they're going, no, that would be kind of weird. So I'm going to curve it around. I'm going to curve it around, right, kind of to where the end of the bricks are, you know, these red bricks are right now. It's going to curve around here, And I think I'm going to keep that little flat square there because I like that, and I'm going to put the matching urn over here on this side when we get that in. So there's going to be about 8 foot in between. Let's see, do I have this? Yeah, I have it on Zoom. I'm sorry. Anyway, so from about here to about where the leaves are, and then that's where that other post will go, and then the other thing will go that way when we get one. So anyway, so I've done this, and then I wanted to continue the flat bricks that I had in here. And of course I didn't rototill under there because I didn't have a rototiller then. So I may drop those down, but the idea was I had them up because at some point this will either be gravel or we'll put in some fake grass in order to sort of match this grass. And I had gotten samples like a year ago, and but I don't know quite what we want to do in here. So anyway, but it's very shaded. Grass does not grow in here, and of course now, because we tromp around on it all the time, this dirt is very compacted. So it becomes a mud bath. You know, Yoda, our dog, brings the mud in, and it's not fun. So anyway, we've got rugs to deal with that in the house, but you know, it's just one of those things. So we need to get rid of the mud at some point. So hubby wants to put a deck over in that far area over there, which is now just kind of a junk area, which I would like to move all that stuff back here out of the visual site. So that's kind of where I'm going, and you know, and it'll have a nice stuff in between. So anyway, so that's my plan for what we're doing here. Just gonna work on the bricks. I got 21 bricks the other day, which basically, well, they charged me only 58 cents, and I'm thinking, shoot, I need to go back and get some more. It's the Holland Old Pavers, and it's the mixed color. It's a red and a black that they mix together, and I really like these a lot. I like the variance in color. It doesn't matter to me that it has smears on it or dirt or anything, but see how it's got that nice color there? It's just really pretty. And then obviously you can see what it looks like when it's out here laid out. Once you have the grout in and everything, but still you can see some of that black shading, and it just looks old world to me. And it kind of fits in with my whole aesthetic, you know, and I'm kind of drawn to the blacks right now, which is why I painted my bench black, and then where I kind of went with this. It's actually a really dark brown. I got this off of a couple different sites, Garden Answer, and then Linda Vatter's YouTube site, and then Laura over at Garden Answer. But I really liked how this kind of, it's a brown black, and I thought that was nice. And then I went ahead and, of course, last winter we painted this black, so it turned out really well, and I'm happy with it. And hubby helped me get that put in and then screwed into the wall. So anyway, there's kind of our garden update for you guys. Nice to see you guys all again. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday season, and this is my project for today, and we'll get that going for you. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon.